Did I say hope you guys are doing well? Yeah, I do hope you're doing well. So, real quick, so I do this daily check-in. Like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, talk about everything hospitality, but in a brief version. So it's not like I'm here like the show that I do on Tuesdays on air with Russell of Hotels that lasts for about an hour. This literally goes for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's it, right? Unless I have some questions and some engagement, which I do welcome, I encourage. So, in fact, with that being said, let me make sure I put on the chat. So, if you have questions or you got comments, feel free to make the comments because I'm here for it. So anyway, I'm at the Miraval, Arizona. I'm still here. So there you go. So the photos as I change scenes, that's of the Miraval Resort in Tucson, Arizona. One of my favorite places on the West Coast. On the West Coast, it's the West Coast. Anyway, have you heard that before? Let's see. Let me just make sure I am live on the platforms I'm supposed to be live on, and that's YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And the quick thing for the people that watch me on Facebook, I had to start actually a new Facebook page. So if you get any request, new friend request from Russell Edmond, please accept that because that is me. It's not, somebody hacked into your account. You hear everything like, did someone hack into your account? I got a friend request from you. Well, no, that's me. And the reason why is, I tried to change my password on my original Facebook account, and it won't allow me to. And I don't know what that means, but I said, you know what, I'm not gonna wait till the last minute for it to lock me out either. So I said, well, let me just start another account just in case things go south on my original Facebook account. So that's the reason why. So if you see me requesting, please feel free to accept it because that is me. Okay, so just so you know. So everyone in Facebook out there, thank you guys so much for the support, the love, all that stuff. But yeah, that is me. Okay, so there you go. So you ain't gotta send me, oh, someone hacked into your account. No, they didn't. It's me. Okay. Everybody will just tell you what happened, right? No, it didn't. No one hacked into anything. But anyway, the comment sections are open, so make your comments and boom. Okay, my blog. So the blog, everything that I talk about on these daily check-ins as well as on air with Russell of Hotels. Did you know that's that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about? So everything I talk about will be on the blog, meaning the subjects, the topics, all that stuff. It's a quick read, you know what I mean? Because it's just bullet points for the most part. So if you're interested in that, please go to the blog, and there's other things, other information on there as well as the website, russellofhotels.com. There's a lot of stuff on there, like how I got started, who I am, what do I do, that kind of stuff. It's all there. So check it out. If you want to reach out to me, my email's there, as well as my cell phone. So feel free if that's how if that's the way you like to correspond with people or communicate with people, please feel free to call me. That is not a problem. Numbers there. I would tell you on right now, but I need you to do a little work, right? If you want to really call me, go to the website and find a number, then call me. Okay, so there you go. We're always talking about. I always have these topics, right? And I'm always talking about, from the perspective of either hotel site selection or me working in a hotel and things like that, or maybe managers or employees. But I never talk about the questionable things that guests do, right? I say questionable, and some of these things I wanted to say stupid things that guests do, but I said, you know what? Let me keep it respectful, right? I'll just say questionable things hotel guests do. Okay, so I have like, I don't know, about 7 of these things. Some of these things you'll understand and you'll see right away, like, oh my God, we do that. I would never admit that, but we do that. Some people will, say that, but yeah, you do some of this stupid stuff. Okay, and I'm trying to keep it PG right now. All right, because there's some questionable crap that happens in hotels that guests do. Okay, so boom. Without further ado, let me just get into it. Smoking in a guest room. Okay, now we all know that smoking in a hotel is not permissible, not acceptable. Okay, maybe if you're in Europe, they still doing that. Okay, Here in the U.S., for the most part, hotels are non-smoking. Now, back in the day, remember they had smoking versus non-smoking rooms, right? Well, you still had people smoking in non-smoking rooms, right? So I remember because I was on property then. And then people were like, oh, I was smoking on the balcony. Well, sir, that's still in the room. Well, it's outside. I said, you don't think that smoke goes into the room? I smelled it when I came in the room. So please knock it off, and you will be assessed that $300 smoking fee. Oh my God, are you serious? Yeah, you will be. So yeah, smoking in a guest room is not acceptable. It's not permissible here in the U.S. Okay, so man, it's if you're in Vegas, I'm not even sure in Vegas if it's permissible in guest rooms at all. Now there's casinos that are still smoking, but I'm not sure if the guest rooms, because maybe they could still be, some of these large hotels, 5,000 rooms, maybe they got, a couple hundred rooms that are still smoking. I don't know. I wouldn't know that because I don't smoke. But as far as I know, most of the just your typical run of the mill hotels are non-smoking. You cannot smoke in the hotel. They have designated areas outside 500 feet from the building or something like that. So feel free to find those places. We appreciate that, okay? But do not smoke in the guest room, all right? Because there will be a smoking fee assessed to your account, all right? So boom, there you go. Not checking the minibar prices and then coming down and complaining that the prices were too high. Oh, I didn't know that, I ate the chips and they were $12. When normally they're like, $1.50 at Ralph's, okay? They're $12 in the hotel. Well, I didn't know. I didn't check the prices. Well, that's ignorant is not an excuse. So you'll be assessed a fee. So just make sure that you're checking the minibar prices before you partake in anything. Minibar prices are meant to be out of control, astronomical, okay? Because they want to make money from you, okay? And they will not take excuses at all. And then some of the places is if you basically move them off of the shelf or whatever, they will automatically charge to your room. Some of the hotels are that sophisticated with automation or technologies that if you just take them off the little shelf, they automatically charge you. So, it ain't no accident that you moved it. All right. So check your prices first and don't mess with it unless you're willing to pay for it. Okay. Misplacing valuable items and blaming hotel staff. Now this has happened several times to me as when I was a manager. And one was a reputable person that blamed our housekeeping staff for something that was moved and put in a compartment of her luggage, right? So quick story, right? This was in Sacramento. I was a night manager in Sacramento, and I get a phone call. I'm the night manager. Everything comes to me, right? And this was a celebrity, a high level a celebrity that was staying in our hotel that claimed that this bracelet, or it was a necklace. It was a necklace that was, of course, it's a lot of sentimental value, and it was expensive. Of course, it was. Well, it was removed from her guest room, and the housekeeper stole it. I'm like, how do you know the housekeeper stole it? Because I was here, and I know the housekeeper did it. I need you to check everything. The housekeeper did it. And I said, ma'am, could you please check your compartments in your luggage? Because sometimes, and I was giving examples, and I was trying to be nice. Well, I was nice, right? I said, some people, sometimes, they put it in certain compartments, and maybe they never used those compartments before in their luggage, but just check it just to make sure. I don't need to check because I know someone stole it. Well, are you sharing your room with anybody? Have you checked with them? No, there's no one else in my room. Just going off, right? Just going off. I said, okay, well, I'll launch an investigation. So we did an incident report, and then I had a conversation with the housekeeping manager, okay? I knew darn well that our housekeepers didn't steal anything, okay? I knew that, okay? I knew that. But I had to go through the whole thing, right? So, and then basically insurance companies handle all those things. If there's theft, you just we do the incident report, we let the insurance company know, right? This is over a weekend though. So So the insurance company would not have been notified until like Monday. All right. So anyway, so a couple hours go by, and then I get another call from not the person that was saying that was accusing the housekeeper, not the guest, but the guest partner who happened to be in the room too. And I even asked the guest or the client, were you sharing the room with someone? Had you checked with them? She goes, no one's sharing. I'm not sharing the room. No, I didn't check with anybody because there's no one to check with. Okay, so I just took her at face value, right? Well, unbeknownst to me, she is sharing a room. There is somebody in her room. And guess what? Guess where the necklace was? She took it and put it in a compartment in the luggage so they wouldn't leave it behind. Okay, so you think I got an apology for that? No, I didn't get an apology at all. I asked her to check everything. She didn't check. She refused, and it was just handing me or just tearing me a new one, right? So never apologize or anything. So just make sure. And who was that person? Billie Jean King. You know who Billie Jean King is? Okay, that's who the person was. So I have a problem with saying it. This is 30 to 20 years ago. Okay, I don't have a problem with saying it. So just make sure when you're a guest in a hotel and you think you misplaced something, make sure that you check every compartment of your luggage, of your bags, your pockets, all that stuff before you start blaming hotel staff for doing it. I'm not saying that every hotel staff is clean. They're not going to do anything like that. They're above board. There's some staff that will do things like that. I've been in situations like that too. But as a guest, make sure you check everything before you start calling managers and spewing out, vile crap that so-and-so, my housekeeper, took everything. All right, just remember that. Next one, flushing non-flushable items. That could be anything, right? So don't do that. I mean, that can result in plumbing issues or damage or overflowing of toilets and all that kind of stuff. Seen that stuff happen too. So just make sure, and it just automatically it just overflowed and that was it. And then we, do some investigation or fix it and we find something in there. So something that should not have been flushed in the toilet. But just make sure we're not doing things like that. These are questionable things that guests do, that hotel guests do. Overloading electrical outlets. I don't know how many times I go into a room and then there's one plug and they have their own little outlet, their adapter, and things are plugged into that. I mean, just hair dryers and coffee makers and all kind of stuff. So just make sure that we're not overloading the electrical outlets because that can turn into a safety hazard, a fire, anything like that. Somebody can get electrocuted. You don't need that. We don't need that at all, right? Ignoring safety instructions, whatever that is, we don't need that as well. In an emergency, not knowing the safety procedures can be dangerous. So make sure we know, how to get out if something does happen. Those things, that map, once you close the door, there's a map of the area where you are and your nearest exit signs and things like that. Make sure we pay attention to that because those are there for a reason. They're not just there as a decoration. They're there to, as a service to you. So if there's a fire, where the nearest exits are. So just make sure we pay attention to that. Using towels for non-designated purposes. Towels are meant to, dry you off, wash your face, that kind of stuff. Body parts, right? Not necessarily used for shining your shoes or I'm gonna take it outside my car because I got to check my oil. Because once that happens, you have to throw those away. And the hotels do not have just not like bottomless pits where they have money just up the yin yang where hotels do assume that there's going to be a certain amount of waste, with towels or a certain amount of towels they're going to have to throw out and things like that because they do inventory at least once a month, right? So we know that. We know that things they wear out. We know we have to replace certain things, but there's no excuse for that, using towels for things other than your body parts. They get dirty enough with just using your body parts, especially most hotels have white towels, right? So yeah, they're going to have to go through those and replenish those anyway. The inventory has to be at a certain par level, I would hope. So they know they're going to do that, but we don't need to steal towels and we don't need to use them for checking our oil or shining our shoes. Okay, we don't need to do that. Let's see, not reporting issues immediately. What's that all about? We got to, if there's issues, make sure we're reporting those issues. Delaying reporting can worsen the problem and impact your stay. You don't want to do that. So just inform the hotel staff about any issues as soon as they arise, whatever that is. So maybe there's a toilet problem. My toilet keeps overflowing. Okay, well, let engineering know or call the front desk. They'll let engineering know because you never know what's in there. Maybe you didn't do anything. Maybe something happened, with the just the pipe system before you got there. So, but you need to, because you don't want to walk back in and then everything's overflown and everything gets damaged. You don't want that either. So just make sure any issues that you're reporting them immediately. And my favorite one, right? My favorite questionable thing. This is actually a stupid thing. Okay, hanging clothes on the sprinkler head. You know what a sprinkler head is? Sprinkler head is like that emergency thing. Like if there's a fire, water gets dispersed out of the sprinkler head. Well, I've walked in, and it wasn't full. I don't know why I would walk in these rooms, but I was called to go to certain rooms or whatever for whatever reason, and maybe they just had a question, and I would see that there's a hanger with a shirt, and it's attached to one of the one of the sprinkler heads, for the emergency. If there's a fire, then those things basically, disperse and water goes everywhere. And people don't realize the amount of water that those things can, those things shoot out or emit or whatever, right? I mean, it can be gallons of water in minutes, right? Because it's made to put out a fire, right? And that water stinks because it's been in there, it's been in a line for a long time, right? You don't use those things that often. They should be tested every year, annually, just to make sure they are working. But if you hang something there, they can be very sensitive as well. If you put something there, it can trigger it. And once the thing starts spewing out water, it's not going to stop. Okay, so just make sure we're not hanging clothes. Where should you hang your clothes? In the friggin' in the closet, on the hanger rod. That's where you should do it, right? So don't hang it just because you think that's convenient. I'm gonna put it here on the sprinkler head. Who does that, right? So that's one that would be a stupid thing. Okay, other things may be questionable. That's stupid. Okay, so just make sure we're not doing that. Conclusion: while some actions might seem harmless, they can have significant consequences for both guests and hotel staff. Being mindful of hotel rules and amenities ensures a pleasant stay for everyone. Okay, and that's what hotel guests want or hotel staff want. We just want a pleasant stay for everyone, but just make sure we're not doing stupid stuff. Okay, so that was a good one, right? That was fun. So once again, On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Now I go back to the regular schedule because my summer schedule was 11:30, but now school gets back on Tuesday because I have a son that goes to school, right? So his summer schedule means I'm on his summer schedule, so I'm here and there, taking him here, taking him there. Well, school starts back on Tuesday, so I don't have to worry about that. So I can go back to my regular schedule because once he gets dropped off at 7:30, I ain't got to see him again until like 5. Okay, so boom, there you go. So I got time to do it. I don't have to be running around, going to 3 different places before 12 noon, picking him up, dropping him off. Okay, so anyway, On Air with Russell of Hotels comes on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. And I also, if you want to check out the podcast, it's on podbean.com. Okay, so you can go check it out there, or you can go to my website, russellofhotels.com, go to the podcast section, hit the button, cling, bing, and you'll see the different shows that I've done. The last one would be 265. So if you wanted to hear that one, say you don't want to see me, you just want to take me on the go, bing, hit the button, there you go, and you'll hear me. Once again, this is the Miraval, Arizona, beautiful hotel, beautiful resort, all-inclusive resort. Just in case you did not know that, Man, I ate so good there, and it's all all about health and wellness. Um, it's a Zen factor. The vibe is cool. It's in the desert. You got it's. I mean, it's beautiful though. You ever been to the desert? And it's just beautiful. The desert flowers, the greenery, the foliage, the cactus, the cacti, the palo verde trees, the mountains, the wind, the water, the sand. You may even encounter some animals out there, desert tortoise, things like that. So it's a beautiful place to be. Just a place to be. Remember, I mentioned this yesterday. You just want to sometimes just go and relax and just be. Just if that's be still, if that's just be just calm, just whatever it is, right? It's a place that you can do that. Get closer to your maker, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those places, right? So, no, Miraval, Arizona. So check it out. You never been there, check it out. And that's it. So any questions at all, feel free to email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. I am a resource. And I've been getting the darndest calls, right? You guys know I do hotel site selection, and that's normally 10 rooms or more. But people will call me for individual reservations or just questions about individual stays or whatever. And I'm here for that too. I do answer those questions. Um, I'll give you my suggestions on certain hotels because some people will ask me, "Hey, I'm thinking about staying in this hotel in this destination. What do you think about it?" I'm like, "I don't think anything of it, but what do you mean? Well, can you give me a rate?" That's what they want to know, right? Can you give me a good rate? They're offering this rate. Can you give me a better rate? I say, well, I don't have connections at every hotel, but let me just give me the name of the hotel and let me kind of look into it. If I have time, I don't have a problem with emailing or calling somebody and saying, "Hey, can you extend this rate? Can you do this? Can you do that?" Call the sales department. I'm just, what would you do? What is my advice for trying to get a better deal, better rate? Call directly, call the front desk and ask, "Hey, what is the best rate I can get on this day? Can you do? Is there anything else you can do?" I mean, be nice to people, but call and ask for internal reservation. Don't ask for reservation because they will connect you to. It may not. The reservation department may not even be in the United States. Okay, I know it's not going to be on property, but some of them are in other countries. Okay, so ask for in-house reservation. A lot of times, people at the front desk, if they have time, maybe there's a PBX operator in back that you don't see. Maybe there's a dedicated person just to take reservations because they have a high volume of reservations. But anyway, ask for in-house reservation and ask them, "Hey, this is my first time there. I'm celebrating an anniversary. Is there anything you can do? I see the rate is $350. Is there anything you can do with the rate?" Just be nice. And if they can do it, they will do it. And a lot of times they will, right? So, or maybe call the sales department and ask them, ask the person that does transient sales. Transient sales are basically one room at a time, right? So they may do business travel, they may have business accounts, things like that, but they handle single reservations. Ask for the transient, the IBT person, individual business traveler person that does, that makes that handles those accounts, right? Just ask for that, or just ask for the front desk, or ask for in-house reservations, and just be nice. Sometimes just being nice is the key to getting what you want. But if you don't ask, you'll never know. And what do you have to lose? Because you're already going to be paying $330, right? You know you can't afford that, so why not just ask? Ask, be nice, and ask the question. "Hey, is there any way I can get a better rate?" Well, the best available rate is $350 on that day, but we do have a special rate. We got a AAA rate that's still available. It's $225. Okay, well then you just save $5, right? Or I mean, $325. You just saved a couple bucks right there. Okay, why not do that? So just ask. And that's the same thing that I would do when people call me. I'm doing the same thing that I'm letting you know. But sometimes I may have a contact at a hotel, and I'll just call them and ask them if they can do something for me. But that's still not guaranteed, right? So instead of me doing it, you can just do it. So I just gave you little tips. So anyway, once again, questions at all, feel free to reach out to me at Russell. Email is russell@russellofhotels.com. You can slide into my DMs. You can send me in messages. However you want to communicate with me, it's fine. I'm on every social media platform. So however you want to communicate, I'm here for it. So anyway, that is it. Hope this was helpful for you. You guys have a great day. Happy Thursday. And guess what? I'll see you again tomorrow because because the daily check-in is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'll be here tomorrow. So you guys have a great day. Happy Thursday and peace.